I've missed you. YouTube, I've missed you. I don't know if you've missed me. It's hard to say. So, this is the first time I have ever done this. This is the first time I've ever bothered to do this. Um, One thing that a lot of people don't really realize about going live on social as a creator is that, a lot of the time when you show up, sometimes through an entire stream, generally there's no one there. And sometimes there's no one there for the entire fucking stream. So you kind of wind up doing, karaoke to a room full of like nobody or, with a couple of drunks in it, basically. So, it's an awkward thing. I'm not going to tell you whether there are people here today or not, but I'm just letting you know that when I'm starting, there's no one here and that shit's fucking weird. Um, but I wanted to kind of, test this out. I've gone live on both Instagram and TikTok before. Instagram is very sad, and not a great place to hang out. And TikTok is not the most exciting place either. You get a lot more people showing up, but like the people who show up, uh, it is just like unless you're going ice cream, wow, ice cream, wow. These days, you really don't get a lot of attention. So, but for those of you who have been following for quite a while, I haven't really been here for the last month, and I feel real bad about that. Um, well, I shouldn't say I feel bad about it. I actually don't feel bad about it at all. I haven't been very active on social media at all, and it feels super weird to say, but as somebody who has worked on social media since like 2016 in different capacities, I just don't feel anything about it. I feel totally and completely fine by not being here, but I do love uh, getting to talk about these things and to share things with you. And actually, YouTube has been the place that I have found that I have enjoyed engaging the most. So I at least wanted to come back and kind of talk about what's been going on behind the scenes and what you guys can come to expect. So first off, for those of you who probably, I'm sure everybody who followed my channel knew because I never shut up about it. But for some of you out there who might be new to the channel, I recently ran and 100% by myself, which was insane, a digital summit called Chase the Chaos. It was dedicated to neurodivergent women. And the whole point of it is to kind of remove that stigma and that shame of being interested in doing multiple things and in running multiple projects and in, maybe not being a person who defines yourself by like one title. And we had 12 speakers over 2 days. There were 6 people a day. I ran marketing and logistics and tech all by myself. And it was a blast, but it was also so tiring. Um, Essentially, what you wound up having to do is you wound up having to, when you run something like that, it is kind of, it's so involved. And especially when you're doing it by yourself, suddenly you are a marketer, you are a copywriter, you are, a project manager, your talent acquisition, your talent management. It's difficult, but I loved it. I really did. I had a great time. And so we're doing it again next year. Hopefully, I'm going to have a couple people helping me out next year so I can actually still be available to the world. But when I was running that whole thing, and especially as we got closer, it was just like every time that I would sit down at my desk and say, I'm going to record something, I'm going to do a video, it's time for me to be back on YouTube, I've got stuff to say, I would have to finish something connected to this summit, and then I would sit down in front of my computer and be like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk about ADHD. I'm like talking about neurodivergence and shit all day long. I don't feel like doing it anymore. Um, but what this actually wound up teaching me, what Chase the Chaos wound up teaching me that I thought was super important and part of why I felt like I needed to come and kind of do a little bit of update is I don't hate talking about ADHD, but it is not all that I want to be talking about anymore. Now this channel is called ADH Done, so I feel like I kind of have no choice but to talk about that here, and that's fine. I love the people that I have met. I love the people that I have gotten, who I've gotten to work with when I'm doing, ADHD work, and when we're talking about stuff like this. Like I don't mind that part. I feel like it's great to be able to do this for other people, and I love being able to I get people messaging me a lot talking about how I help them get diagnosed because they went and got diagnosed from some of the stuff that I've said, or that they've tried things that I've told them to do and things have gotten much better for them. And I love app reviews. So much fun. I especially love when companies come to me and are like, test my app. I'm like, okay, you don't have to tell me twice. So I love that stuff. But social media is probably one of the least ADHD friendly places out there, because what it does is it expects you to pick a niche or pick a thing, and you're supposed to focus only on that. Before I continue, I'm very curious about this. See, you guys knew, by the way, that this was an ADHD thing, so you knew what this was. But I'm very curious, um, because again, I have never done this before. This is neat. Okay, well, at some point, I'm going to play with this more, but I want to continue with what I was talking about. So social media is not ADHD friendly in any shape or form. And I know that a lot of people think about it in terms of, well, videos are short and, it kind of pushes you from thing to thing. But I'm talking about, I guess, more from a content creator perspective. Like, it's not ADHD friendly in the other perspective either. But from an ADHD, from a content creator's perspective, it's not. And the reason that it is not is because we are kind of rewarded for only focusing on one thing at a time, and for categorizing ourselves in 150 words or less. And if we're willing to do that, then we get rewards, then we get attention, right? We get those likes, we get those like shares, we get the stuff that we're looking for. But the moment that we say, I'm a well-rounded person, I want to focus on other things, I want to talk about other things, I want to share other things with people, I want to kind of talk about whatever the hell it is that I feel like talking about. I don't really want to be just, this one brand that sticks in a box. The moment that you say that, you get punished. And it's in the TikTok algorithm, where anytime that you decide to start talking about something that doesn't fit your usual niche, they don't shadow ban you. They don't make it so that you won't get likes or whatever, but they don't push you out to the audience that would love what you're talking about. Instead, they push you out to your regular audience who only pays attention to the stuff that you talk about regularly. And so you kind of wind up being punished for daring to step outside of that box. And as I was doing Chase the Chaos, I realized that I don't want to stay in a box. I don't want to just be, by the way, that's Kira right there, that dog that you see moving around. I could try to pretend she's not there, but most of the people who watch this probably have ADHD and have probably already wondered about her as it is. So there she is, possibly looking for a place to pee. I'm not sure. I don't know the last time she was out. So I don't know. Anyway, when I started working on Chase the Chaos, I really did want to make a place that was supportive to people who did not want to do the same thing day in, day out, who wanted to kind of honor all parts of themselves and everything that they stood for, everything that they were interested in. I wanted people to feel as if it was okay to not necessarily just be one thing. And once I finished it, I realized even more so that I have been doing this ADHD coach thing and feeling like that's all I'm allowed to do, because that's what I have become known for doing. And I don't think that that's fair to me, and I don't think that that's fair to the people who I help or who I work with, because if there's one thing I've learned about brains like mine, is that the longer that we are pushed into only focusing on one thing, only talking about one thing, only looking at one thing or worrying about one thing or growing one thing, the more likely we are to burn out. And it's not fair to the people that I work with if I'm pushing myself towards burning out. So all of that to say that this channel will probably stay the way that it is. It'll probably continue to keep talking about the things that I have to talk about, but there are going to be some changes in terms of um, what else I have to offer. Right now, if you guys go to my website, it's just an ADHD coach website, but I'm actually going to start kind of trying to share my central website with more writing. There's probably going to be more talk about projects that I'm in the midst of doing in case people are interested in those. I'm probably going to be trying to bring on more people to talk about things that are not ADHD related, because I think that there are people out there who have some really cool ideas that don't have anything to do with ADHD. Um, and I'm still toying with starting a second channel. I don't really know if I want to or not, because unlike a lot of your favorite YouTubers, YouTube is not my job. It can't be. Like, I just finished having to spend this past week watching out for a 6, 7-year-old. And if I have to choose between, you know, watching a 7-year-old and recording for YouTube, I I don't think I need to say that, no offense to any of you out there. I appreciate all of you. But you're just not as important as my kid. So, um, I feel, by the way, has anybody else out there had a year that has just been laden with people being sick constantly? Is it just me? Like, I feel like I don't know what the fuck is going on with this year, but somebody in my family has been sick every month. And there was a point where I was thinking, oh, it's because of COVID, because none of us were, coming out and talking to one another or like breathing on one another. And so we're all really like not able to handle being sick. But in May, I actually didn't get sick. I just smashed my face and got a concussion. And then last month, I didn't get sick. I just found out that that same concussion caused something called trigeminal neuralgia, which is like really bad nerve pain in the face. So it's just like all of 2023 has just been constant health issues throughout my house and for me. And I don't know what the hell is going on. But if the rest of you have been having that kind of life, like, let me know, because I'm wondering if I'm the only one right now. Anyway, this is not going to be a terribly, horribly long live, because if there is one thing that I've also learned about lives, and you guys are probably going to, that this is something that if you haven't worked on social media is like a nice little tip for you. When you're doing lives, in order to grab people's attention, you have to be doing something else. You can't just be talking, which is all I've been doing this whole time. Um, it's kind of why people like, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, all those big like video game nerds who I only call nerds because I love nerds and wish I could be just like them. They get to play video games and they play it live and their lives blow up, but that's because they're doing something that is grabbing attention that people are really interested in. And at this particular point, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, my kid has been sick this past week, and I literally woke up from a nap 45 minutes ago. So I don't really have anything to do at this particular point that is going to grab your attention. Um, but I do think that, later on it might be nice, once I understand this platform a little bit better, to maybe show you guys. I know somebody was asking how I build out my ClickUps. That would be really fun to do. Might even be fun to just kind of do a live bullshitting with some of my friends, who knows. But right now, I just wanted to get to talk to you guys in real time, because yeah, I could have gone ahead and just gone another Friday without doing a video, but I feel kind of weird not doing a video for YouTube that much in advance, or that long, I should say. And if you guys were wondering what kind of shit I edit out of my videos, it's when I say the wrong words or zone out while I'm talking. I don't know if anybody else out there does that, but I do. um, but the next time that I have a live, I think I'm going to go ahead and build out a new ClickUp dashboard, mainly because I have a bunch of projects that are coming up, and I want to be able to share them with you guys. And I also just feel like it might be kind of fun to you guys, so you guys can like watch me fuck up and, and laugh at my mess ups there. In the meantime, if for like back end stuff, if you guys want to reach out and ask any questions, you are totally and completely welcome to. I do still have a couple of one-on-one client slots open, and I was offering classes for a while. I had to stop because of the summit, but those will be returning probably at the start of 2024. So if you have an idea for like a class that you really badly would like to attend, let me know. And if I wind up using your idea, I'll try to like, give you a discount on the class or let you go ahead and attend free or something like that. So other than that, for the rest of you out there who have stopped by to say hi, I thank you. For those of you who watch this channel and, you know, get something out of this, I thank you for trusting me to give you any information. And I will be back to regular videos next week. I'm actually going to be doing a review on Lunatask, which is going to be fun. And then probably a couple weeks after, there's also going to be a review on Notion. I'm finally going to play with that. I've been told I'll hate it. So that should be a great video to run. Thanks very much, guys. Drink plenty of water. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you in my first video of October 2023.